guide. Build on the Apple Vision Pro from Unreal Engine 5.4. Epic dropped a quick start guide tutorial you're going to want to look at. It's not quite a step-by-step, a little more technical. The approach I do here is running it from the editor, and they want you kind of going through Xcode. I go through Xcode when I'm debugging. Also want to thank iBruise, Yannick, Michael. Those guys were really ahead. They showed that it worked and we were good to go. It was worth chasing. So I put the guide together after I got successful. And Steve, appreciate Steve for doing user testing and getting the guide some feedback early on. You need to set up, so you need to get your Apple Vision Pro hooked up to your Mac and paired. So this guy, Zach, he's got a really good video. This is how you pair the device. Just go ahead and run through that. You should be good to go. We do assume that you're already an Apple developer, you have your entitlements ready to go, all that stuff. So make sure you're ready. There's tons of videos to do that, and then we'll start. Xcode 15.3 is where we want to start here at this time. That'll probably update down the line, but you need to have developer account, download it from here, unzip it in your folder. Then from here, you want to take that your old Xcode, if you happen to be using it already, just name it something else. Unzip the 15.3. Wait until it's done, then move it over and just make sure it's called Xcode, right? It has nothing else. Once that's ready to go, there we go. It's in place. So now you should be good with 15.3. Double click it, let it come up. From here, you need to go to settings. You need to turn on 17.4 and 1.1. So iOS 17.4, VisionOS 1.1. That'll give you what you need. If you are watching this video at this time, you can just get Xcode off of the App Store. I wanted to show the developer way just because, you know, this is only going to last for so long. Make sure it's 15.3 if you're doing that, at least for this guide. Let's see here. We already opened Xcode. It's ready to go. We're downloading iOS 17.4 actually and VisionOS 1.1. Let's see here. The next step is to go to the Unreal Engine GitHub. You want to go to 5.4. You want to download a zip, all right? Let the zip download. Once it's ready to go, it'll be there'll be an Unreal Engine folder. Move that over. I like to drop it in an external drive because I just iterate engines. So for me, I'll have like Unreal Engine 5.4, 5.5, main, everything I just throw in there and I just kind of iterate. Or you want to pull up terminal and you want to set your always allow. And the reason why you want to do this is when you're generating project and setup, you got to type this in. So type in sudo spctl master disable. Hit enter, enter your password, hit enter. It won't come up. There's no visual for that. Go to your settings, go to privacy and security. Make sure your applications downloaded or allowed from anywhere. Then go back to Unreal Engine. Drag it from your downloads into your external drive, wherever you want to put it. I think some people put in documents. It's up to you. Just make sure it has all the permissions it needs. From here, you basically go into Unreal Engine 5.4. You need to run setup.command. Let it run, let it pull down all the data, let it populate, let it finish, right? Once it's done, go to generate project files.command. Double click generate project files.command, let that run, and it's going to populate your workspaces. Your workspaces here, you'll have Mac. Change your Unreal game to Unreal Editor. And then you want to go to product and build to make a build. Give it some time. It'll take a while. Then come back, check your directory, go to binaries, go to Mac, and then you want to go to the Unreal Editor application. And so you go in there, and that's just going to open up the editor, and we're going to start from here. Let it load. It'll need to compile. External drive, so I have to hit allow here. Once you're open, go to games, then go to the virtual reality template. And you want to put it in a directory. I put it with the engine when I'm testing, so it's up to you where you want to drop that. Let it come up. Okay, now we want to turn on the plugins. So you go into your plugins, edit plugins, and then you want to type in here OpenXR VisionOS. It'll come up. And you see it's the beta plugin right there. Hit the check. Yes, we know. Then we want to turn on the platform. So the Vision Pro platform needs to be switched on. To turn it on, you hit the checkbox by going here, platforms, supported platforms, Vision OS, hit the check. We're going to turn anti-aliasing off. This is just for bugs that we ran into and performance reasons, but we are evaluating it. We'll probably turn it back on. Let's just turn it off right now. Off and off. So you set those to none. So I'm going to turn off the iOS mobile rendering. So what we're doing here is turning off the mobile rendering and then turning on the desktop rendering. So let's go here to iOS and project settings, find where that is. There's a Metal desktop renderer and a mobile renderer for Metal. Flip off the mobile, turn on the desktop. Okay, now we need to put the Xcode information. Up here, you'll have a dev account team ID. You want to drop that in there. Bundle ID, that's the com.company.app. Remove the bundle ID prefix, give it a name. Now we want to add the plist permissions. I'm using all of these. You might not need them all. And just copy and paste it. Put it in the plist data. So you have a section here for additional plist data. You want to drop it in there. Okay, now important part, we want to turn this into a code project. So we go up to Tools, and we go New C++ class. And what this will do is add a class, and then convert the project to code, create class, let it add code, let it do its thing. You want to restart the editor after that is done. So restart, do this, hit the use the disk version. If Xcode gives you a complaint, use the disk version. Restart the editor, that's very important. Once we're back up, we will turn off the dynamic shadows. This is optional. We just did this because if you notice these cubes and these weapons and stuff in the scene, it's like 11 casters, so we're just turning off the shadows just so we can get a baseline. Don't feel like you have to do this. It'll just help if you want to get a smooth start. You might want to delete those objects if you don't need them. That's another way to do it. Okay, so we're going to package now. So, moment of truth. Go to package project, platforms, VisionOS, package project, and we're going to let it build. Let's find a place to put it. Doesn't matter where it goes. I like to put it with the project right now because we're testing. Just because we're testing, I just drop it right there. Now we let it build. It's going to take a little while. Okay, once we're done, if you're successful, you'll get an app that is dropped in your project. Go to your Xcode, go to Window, go to Devices and Simulators, Apple Vision, go to the plus, find your app, and add it. If you're lucky, it will load, and you will hit the button. The window will come up. It'll be a Swift window, and you'll hit the button, and then you'll see your world. Or you'll see the map. You'll be in. So alternatively, you can go use the VisionOS workspace. So what you do here is you go back to your root, open up VisionOS, make sure your project here is your project, and then make sure that your target is Apple Vision Pro. You're going to hit the play button, and then it'll start to build. Once it succeeds, it'll start to push it to the headset. You'll notice mine is locked. You have to unlock your headset if that's the case, and then off it'll go. What's important here is that you do get some logs and stuff. You'll get debugging information. There's positive and negative to that. It takes a lot longer to load and everything. Worth it, obviously, if you need it. Sometimes, like if you're doing what I'm doing, we're running tests quickly. It's too slow for me. But you can notice here, see how long it takes to come up in comparison. So I tend not to go this way until I have a problem or have things I need to really dig into. I like using multiple apps and I just keep them in a folder and I roll them in and out to do testing. It's a lot faster for me to do it just through devices and simulators when I'm doing that. This is probably more important if you need, you need to get into code, you need to dig in and see what's going on. I did use this method, the debugging method, to figure out what the crashes were. Data might have been missing. There's a few things I fixed by using that. Good luck in your projects, everyone.